Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to Solo Game Day here at Heavy Cardboard. Teach, play, and discuss medium and heavy strategy board games, war games, 18xx. I'm your host, Edward Euler. Happy to be joined by y'all today. So welcome everybody watching live around the world as well as after the fact. Today, I'm going to be playing through Ground Floor, 2nd edition, designed by a good friend of mine, David Short, and published by another good friend of mine, Uli, over at Spielworks. So, yeah, welcome everybody. Hey, if you guys do enjoy the content here on the show, don't forget to give it a thumb down below, subscribe, and consider supporting the show over on pledgehc.com. So, Ground Floor, the original edition I was quite taken with. I think it was a really good game. In the 2nd edition, every single change done to the 2nd edition universally was an improvement across the board on an already really good game. And I think this is fantastic. It's one of my top 50 games of all time. As far as I'm concerned, Ground Floor is just wonderful. And the 2nd edition, if you don't have a copy and you're going to look for a copy, get the 2nd edition for the simple fact that all the improvements just make the game that much better. There is a misprint on the board. However, here's a positive thing. And I will show you guys this. Somebody made a little paste up that you can print off and glue onto your board. I did that this morning. So definitely recommend that. Other than that, yeah, I'm excited to look forward to this. So the way the solo game on this works is there are 1 or 2 bots or automas, and I decided to play with 2 of them. So it's a 3-player game for all intents and purposes. And there's not a whole lot of overhead with the bots. I'm going to go over that. I'm not going to do a full teach for the game since I've already done one of those on the show, but what I am going to do is give you guys an overview of what it is you're looking at, what it is we're going to be doing, just not going to go over everything in detail since I will do all that as the game goes along. All right, so looking forward to this. Hopefully you guys are as well. So if you guys are ready, I'm ready. Let's get into it, shall we? Happy Sunday, everybody. All right, let's do it. Oh, and happy birthday, Joel, Banker Dave's son. Glad he's recovered from COVID, and happy birthday, Joel. All right. In Ground Floor, players adapt the role of entrepreneurs responsible for the survival of their young startup company. As CEO, a player will use their limited time to manage their business. Time is money, so they have to spend it wisely. Does a player need to hire staff or refine production? What about launching a marketing campaign? Anything is possible with an effective use of time, money, and information. But in order to reach that corner office of your skyscraper, a player has to start, like anybody else, on the ground floor. The goal is to become the CEO of the most prestigious company by accruing the most prestige points through expanding and improving your business. In addition to the main, right, and we have the automas. So there we go. Big picture, that's what we're trying to do, I guess, setting-wise here in Ground Floor. Now, high-level overview, we're going to be using money, information, and time to build up our burgeoning businesses, adding floors, remodeling their office, and other similar expansions will gain them prestige points or victory points. Notice there is no victory point track. Everything is scored at the end of the game. Now, we're also going to have to deal with a volatile job market, which is represented by that track up there, and the economic market. At the end of 7 rounds, whoever's done that the best will win the game. All right, so what is it you guys are looking at out here? Well, here on the main board, we have 8 different buildings, 6 of which offer different action selection spaces. We have the consulting firm, the advertising agent, we have the factory, the stock exchange, the retail outlets, and the construction company. All right, there's also the warehouse down here, and then an additional marketing bonus building, which is exactly as it sounds, it's a bonus available to players. All right. There is a round track up there at the top. Now, I've put the additional floors up here as a reminder to myself so that I don't forget that in round 3 and in round 6, those will come out. Then down below that, there is the job market track in the middle track. Then the popularity track, which determines turn order and other important aspects of the game. So right here. Then there is the current and future economic forecasts. And this way we kind of know the gist of what's going to be coming economy-wise as we go along. Now, there is a ton of stuff off camera here. There are all of the information markers. There are more supply cubes. There are untrained markers. Now, there's also money. But the problem I have with the in-game money is the 1s are green. The 3s are the same as the 3 information. And the blue 5 information is 5 money. So honestly, I'm just going to use poker chips just to keep it a lot clearer for you guys. So there's that. Then we have the additional floors and tenant improvements and everything else that is off camera as well. But we have some of the tenant improvements available for the first term or the first third of the game, because the game is broken up into thirds. So we have kind of the first phase, the second phase, and then finally the third phase over there, but it's kind of covered up a little bit by my little handy dandy little reminder cheats up there. Then we have the Automa cards that may come into play along with other floors, because we are literally going to be building up our floors as we go along here. So our buildings are going to physically get taller as we go along. All right, so that's most everything that you guys are looking at. But over here on our player tableaus, now each of us has a player tableau. These are symmetric player boards, and everyone starts with an asymmetric business specialty or the root of their building. So I'm starting in publishing. It just kind of made sense, okay? Then one of the 2 Automas, so we randomly chose that, okay, not randomly, I'll be honest. Hadid just looks like an e-commerce person, so we went with that. One of the 2 have to start with e-commerce per the rules. And then Gropius here randomly started with emerging technology. And by randomly, I mean he looks like an IT or a tech guy, so I gave him emerging technology. So there we go. That kind of made sense to me. Then everybody has 6 basic rooms in their ground floor, 1 supply cube. Now, as I go into the Automas here, their information, their money, and their supply cubes are unlimited, so they don't actually use them. So there's no reason for them to actually have any. And Gropius, because of his starting technology here, he starts with one of his rooms upgraded here as well. As do I, as you can see, and I figure I will go ahead. So because I'm in publishing, I get the upgraded advertising there. Now, I start with a supply cube there. Then everybody has a CEO and employee track here. So their CEO is marked by this handy dandy little guy that's only going to stay on the CEO spaces as we go along. And then everybody has time markers. Now, the time markers are one of the resources in the game. These are, if you will, think of them as your workers in a worker placement game. Now, how many time markers does each player have? Well, at the beginning of the game, normally you're going to start with 4 of them. So that's why I have 4. However, Hadid, being the hard Automa, starts with a 5th one, and then her special is that every round she gets 1 more. So in other words, she actually will have 6 time markers. That's all she will ever have in the entire game. And then Gropius, being the normal or regular level bot, he just gets 4, and he may be able to hire 1 more as the game goes on. So he has 4 time markers, but as we advance here, you're going to get 3 more time markers for each employee because each employee has more time available to them. All right, there's also double-sided player aids that I have off camera, but the Automas don't have theirs. I'm using it for them. All right, so that's everything that that pretty much is going on here. Then each of the Automas have their pre-seeded decks already, and I will go over these in a little bit after I give an overview of the basic game itself. Now, I am not playing with any of these special economic forecast things. Because I'm introducing the Automas, I thought it made sense to just go with the basic game today. All right? All right. So the game is played over 7 rounds, where in popularity order, going top to bottom. So all of us are here stacked up, but as it is, we will go in this order to start the game. So in popularity order, players are going to take their turn planning actions. Then when all of us have planned all our actions, we will then execute or carry out our actions in a particular order, going left to right down the board for the most part. The game ends at the end of the 7th round, and then after final scoring, whoever ran the best business wins. Now, each round follows the same 5 steps or 5 phases, and they're actually all shown right here on the player boards themselves. The first one is receive income, then hire employees, then schedule business. What that means is put our workers out here or our time markers out here or on our individual boards. Then after that, we will conduct business, meaning we will then execute all of these left to right, and then reorganize or clean up and get ready for the next round. Now, as I mentioned, there are 3 different resources in this game. There is money, which, well, that's just money. Okay, that's a normal resource. Then there is information, which is just like money, but different. What I mean by that is it's a currency in the game. And whenever we go out to various locations out here, we're going to have to spend either money, information, sometimes both, as well as supply cubes, all right? So there's those. And then the time markers is then technically a resource because you're going to be using that up during the given round, all right? All are limited, and having enough of each exactly when you need them is really the crux of the game. So what is it we're going to be doing? We're going to be placing time markers out into these things to be able to get us various things. Get us information, get us popularity, get us money between these two, get us more money, and then the construction company is we're going to build floors, and we're going to build floors because that's going to give us extra abilities as well as victory points at the end of the game. So every time we remodel within our own ground floor here, it's going to be worth some amount of victory points as well as make it better for us. And same with whenever we add floors to our building, we're going to be getting victory points as well as getting special abilities as well. So in the nutshell, whoever does that best over the course of 7 rounds, that's how we actually win the game. All right, so enough about the teaching as far as that. Now let's go ahead and go over the actual Automas, okay, and talk about how those are different. Now, we have 2 Automas. We have Gropius and we have Hadid, and we have the human player, yours truly. Gropius is the regular bot. There is Pei as well, who is an easy level bot, but this is heavy cardboard, come on. So Gropius is a regular bot. Hadid is the hard bot, okay? As I mentioned already, Hadid starts with an extra time marker, and because she looks like the e-commerce person, she actually got an extra, so she's going to have 6 time markers no matter what. That's it for the end of the game, or to the end of the game. She starts with an internship program here, and it says she also starts with an extra factory card and the internship program, tenant improvement, and she never hires. Okay, now, each player has their own Automa deck, and the Automa deck has each of these buildings represented, except, as it mentioned, Hadid starts with an extra factory card in there. So every time they take an action or to place a time marker, they're going to flip over one of these cards, and by they I mean I'm going to, and we're going to go ahead and do whatever it says. And we're going to do this in popularity order as if they were regular players. Now, a couple of caveats on this, okay? And I should also, I guess, go over Gropius here. Gropius hires if the job market is ever at 2.2, meaning if the job market ever crashes and gets down to here, he will hire. And then if so, he gets an extra factory card. That's why this card is over here along with 3 extra time markers. Okay? Sorry, 1 extra time marker, I apologize, he would get there. And we add this factory card into his Automa deck. All right? And then he never hires again. So he could potentially get up to 5 time markers, 6 time markers, and I'm entitled to do whatever it is that I want to do like a normal player. All right? So, some caveats with the Automas. They never gain money, information, or supply cubes. They have unlimited amounts of everything of those, so they just do whatever their Automa cards will say to do. All right? They start every round with a shuffled deck. So if I ever forget at the beginning of a round, Peanut Gallery helped me remember to shuffle those up. All right? They never activate any abilities on their floors or on these. They never do that. They just put time markers there if need be, but they don't actually do whatever it says. But when they go out here, they'll do whatever it says. But again, they don't get money, information, or supply cubes. They're basically fillers out here and will mess with me. All right? Now, at the start of stage 3, we're going to add an extra construction company to each of their decks. So that's why that is there to remind me to do that as well. All right? And whenever they get or whenever they remodel, in other words, they get these here, it doesn't matter where it goes because of the fact that they'll never activate them, so it's just points for them. Same with tenant improvements like these right here, so we'll just stack them up there and they'll get whatever points they get. And then if their deck ever runs out, just shuffle up the discards and re-go. All right, so during receiving income, they never get income. I do. Hire employees. They never do except for the rules that I mentioned about Gropius. If the job market ever tanks down there, then he will when his time is available. Okay? Then during schedule business, we're going to flip over 1 card in turn order, and then we're going to do whatever the card says. And then special buildings say to go to or do special things, and then during conduct business, it's the same thing. Then at the end of the game, they score points just like any other player, and when they score their floors, score them as if they were maxed out. Now, there was some questions asked by some folks on BGG, and David Short gave details on the various level 3 victory point values, so I will go over that when we get into final scoring with that. Also, there is going to be a random factor for whenever they choose any of the tenant improvements or the floors. So I'm going to have the Peanut Gallery help me choose that, and we'll randomize a number. We'll pick a number, yada, yada, yada. So without further ado, place your bets on Gropius, on Hadid, so normal difficulty, hard difficulty, or yours truly. So place your bets on that. And then over-under on Glory to Rome's 3.5. will be the over-under. All right? So I am not using the PTZ camera today because, honestly, everything is self-contained right there in that window. So I don't think you guys need it, honestly. Orange Pico and Sencha for the backup today for tea. Yeah, buddy. Oops. Let's try that again. There we go. All right, that's better. How's everybody doing today? I'm not in a rush to get this done, but I will say, I have The Witcher 3 waiting for me downstairs. Pretty excited about that. Looking forward to that. All right, so let's get to it. Now, one Automa always starts the game, per the rules. So I decided just to go left to right. So there we go. So Gropius will go first, Hadid will go second, I will go third. All right. Wow, a lot of Glory to Rome's, you guys think, huh? All right. You guys going with it? I'm gonna win this game today. You know what? We're getting serious now. Pulling up the old sleeves. I do know a thing or two about being an entrepreneur. Just saying. There we go, Chip, Peter. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, wow, Martha's showing off. She's not only picking Hadid here, but the order of finish. All right. Sleeves are up. Here we go. All right. So, first off, receive income. Done, done. And I get wherever my CEO is. My CEO says I'm at $9. So I get $9. Now, Hadid will never get money, so I'm going to take up this space. And actually, I'm going to, no. You guys can see that, I think. So I start the game with 7 information and a supply cube, and then I don't start with any money because step 1 is receiving income. I get $9. So there we go. All right. And we're pulling up his sleeves like Ash Ketchum spinning his hat around. Yeah, exactly, right? There you go. Oh, Vincent's bitter about me sinking that Dutch vessel yesterday. All right. All right. Cool. All right, so I get $9. Now, these are not cumulative. So if my CEO were up here, I would not get $15. You just get less money because you have to pay employees. All right? Oh, awesome, Vince. Sounds fun. Enjoy. Or hopefully you had a good time. All right, so I have received income. Now, hire employees. So hiring employees starts at 5 money and 5 information. It starts in turn order. Gropius, would you like to? If it's not at 2-2, we don't have to, or he's not going to. So no, Hadid never will. So now it comes to me. Do I wish to spend 5 and 5? That's so expensive. But getting more time is going to be important. It is so expensive to do this. But time, it takes money to make money. Let's do it. So I'm going to spend $5. I'm going to spend 5 information. Am I? That's so expensive. Yeah, I am. Done. So I spent my $5 and my 5 information. So what does that mean? That means that I'm going to get an untrained marker over here to show that I have not yet trained the employees, so therefore the time markers are not going to be available until I train. So I'm going to have to take 2 of my 4 time markers to come up here to actually train them. Okay, so there's that. So I have hired. Whenever you hire, this bumps up 1. So then we go back to Gropius. No, Hadid, no, I cannot. I choose not to. So I'm not going to. So now we go into schedule business. We do this in turn order, top to bottom. So we start here with Gropius. Gropius, as you, I don't know if you guys saw me shuffle these. So, all right. All right, so those are shuffled. So here we go. So we flip over the first one, goes to the consulting firm, okay? So they go to the consulting firm, and the consulting firm is going to be this building right here. So whenever they go out to these areas, they're going to go onto the best available space. So in this case, costs 1 time. And again, they do not normally would have to pay $6 to be able to go onto this place. And this is to be able to get 10 information on a subsequent turn if it gets backed up, meaning at the end of you know what? I'll go over that in a little bit. That's done. All right, so now Hadid goes to the stock exchange. The stock exchange, the Automo places 1 of their time markers in this priority. They will go to the $1 space first, right here. And by the way, this is the paste up. It's actually glued. This arrow was, I think, backwards in the base one. It was a misprint. So it says it will go to the $1, then it will go to the 1-1, then it will go to the 1-2, then it will finally go to the one information in that order, depending on what's available. But chose that space there. Okay. So now it's my turn. So I have 4 time. I know I'm going to need 2 of these, so I'm going to set 2 of these aside so I don't screw this up to be able to train. I only have $4, so I cannot go to the consulting firm because that costs $5. I could go to the advertising agency, so I'm not going last every turn. That costs 1 information and 1 money. All right. Hey, Tony. I could go to the factory, which is going to get me a ton of money potentially right now. You know what? I think we do the factory. I'm going to be out of information though for next turn. I will have plenty of time, but I'm not going to have any information. But I may be able to get the info there for 2 information. Yeah, I think I'm going to. So I'm going to come over here to the factory. Whenever I go to the factory, it's going to cost me $2, 2 information, and a supply cube. So $2, my last 2 information, and a supply cube. Done. So that is my action. We now come back to Gropius. Gropius will now go to the advertising agency. There we go. Done. The consulting firm, Hadid. See, that would have been perfect. When I had the $4, that would have been really ideal to be able to do that, unfortunately. Now, the original plan was I'm going to take this and put it up here into the advertising agency. But honestly, because I have my upgraded advertising, I'm actually going to place this right here, which says I then get to place, if I put 1 here, I can immediately place it into networking, and I will. If I had placed 2 here, I could have put it down into social media there. And I'll explain why that matters here in a little bit when we get to the actual execution of this. But as it is, that's my action. Now Gropius will go again. He goes to the construction company, comes over there. Hadid will go to the warehouse. And then for my last action, because it costs 2 time to come here to go to train my employee. Now, what I'm going to do, now I have my markers way up here so that I don't accidentally use these because I have a really bad habit of doing that. So those. So these 3 are going to go there, but they are not available this turn. They are available starting next turn. So I'm actually going to have 7 time markers next turn. And my CEO will jump up there as well. All right. So I am done completely now. So these guys will just alternate turns until they are out of their time markers. Gropius goes to the warehouse as well. Done. He's done. So now Hadid will take all of their actions since none of us have actions left. Go to the factory. That's not exactly where I was wanting her to go. The advertising agency. And finally, oh, are you kidding me? Can you stop this? Factory. Glory to Rome already. It's more competition, and she has a higher priority for me than me. This is not going off to a good start here. Hey, Robert. What's up, man? Hey, Strybarn. All right, so we are done. As you notice, all of our time markers are done. That's it for schedule business. We are now going to go into conduct business. All right, so we are going to conduct going left to right. So we start with the consulting firm. What happens here? Done. That's it. Now, if there is another marker back here at the end of next schedule business, when we conduct business, these players would get 10 information each for each marker that they have in there. Obviously, with the automas, they do not get information, but you get the idea, okay? So there's that. Next, and I want to make sure that I get this, I do advertising in the right order, because I can't remember if it's top to bottom or bottom to top. So advertising during conduct business, it resolves top to bottom. Play with a time marker in the top space will decide, okay, so we go top to bottom. However, there is now some automa rules for these guys, all right? Hey, Gaming Ninja, and yes, you do. All right. All right, when resolving the advertising agency, turn over the next automa card and reference the bottom left corner to see what kind of marketing is done. Okay, so blue is at top, so we go Agropius, and the bottom left says social media. So he goes down into social media like so. Then we resolve black, which is Hadid, and that goes into broadcasting. Done. Okay, so that, now we actually have to work on popularity. Okay, here's how how advertising works. We resolve these top to bottom. I want to make sure that I get this right. Hold on. We do. Okay. If there are 3 or more of a color in networking, they will advance their popularity 1, because networking is advertising, right? However, I do not have 3 here. However, whoever has the most in addition to that, so if I had 3 here, I would then bump that up 1 step. But I don't have 3, so I skip that step of it. But then whoever has the most in there will then get an additional bump, or will get a bump for having the most, and then those will come back to their board. So I have the most, nobody else is in networking, so that will bump up 1 there. And then this will come back there. Done. So then we go down to social media. Social media, if there were 2, blue would get a bump. But they don't, but they do get a bump because they have the most in social media. So that will go. Now notice, I was in first, I'm now in second because blue is on top here. And then, because they have the most and that was used to make a bump, this comes back. And then finally, broadcast. If there is one, for every 1 that they have here, they're going to get a bump in popularity. Well, black is going to get 1 bump there. And then, do they have the most here? They do. So black will get another bump there. And then that was used, so that comes back. So that's how advertising works. All right? So now, based on popularity order, each player is going to get a bonus. And I want to make sure that in a 3-player, all 3 get it. They do. Okay, so I will get a bonus. However, hold on 1 second. Oh, check that. Except the least popular. So in other words, I won't. That sucks. So in other words, each of the automas would get a bonus, but they don't actually take the bonus, so it doesn't matter because I'm not getting one. You know what? I lied. Let me read. If a marketing bonus is awarded, the automa takes the bonus in this order. So, who's in priority or popularity? Black. Black's going to get a remodel. Okay, so which remodel? You can only have 1 of each. So, you know what? Randomize. So pick a number 1 through 6. The first one to say the first number that comes up twice, I will pick. Then the second one will be temp, then supply, then money, then info. Basically, they're blocking spaces Let me check one other thing. Now, let me double check. Yes, they remodel. They do. Okay. This is impressive, guys. All right, the first one to come up twice was 2, and I decided I was going to go 1, 2. So Hadid gets a storage closet. It's worth 2 points for her. Done. And then this one, the next order technically would be temp, but then those reset after that, and that doesn't matter. Okay. So now we resolve the factory. Now, how the factory works in conjunction with the retail outlets, okay? Now, if it has a 4+ marker, it's not in play because we're playing a 3-player game. So this top floor of the retail outlet does not come into play. After we have done the stock exchange, we are going to flip this over. And then there are going to be, in a 3-player game, 1 to 3, as shown on this, customers to buy our goods over here. Now you'll notice that these are done kind of in buckets. So the top floor, which is out of play for our game, is one bucket. Then these 2 levels are in another bucket. Then these 2 levels are in a bucket, and then a liquidation in its own. I can place my marker anywhere available that is not claimed. So I could choose there at a 12. I could choose down here at 6, an 8, a 10, whatever I want, and which of the 10s I choose does not matter out of all of those. All right? But why this matters is because after all 3 of us have placed all of our markers over here, and then we do the stock exchange, we're going to flip over that. And then we're going to sell 1, 2, or 3 goods, depending on however many markers are in there. If there are 3, all 3 markers will get sold, and the player will get whatever money is shown on the space that they're on. However, if it is less than 3, then the customers will sell, or they will buy, as it were, and I want to make sure I get this. Starting in the lowest price bracket. So for instance, let's say it were like this, and only one customer. The one customer would pay the lowest, so they would pay the $8, so this one would get sold, and Hadid theoretically would get $8, but she doesn't get money, but you get the idea, okay? The other 2 would stay there, and then they would drop down 1 bucket. Okay, when we get to, when we finish resolving that. I want to make sure I'm not lying to you guys. Yeah, they drop down 1 bucket in popularity order within. Okay. If there were 2 customers, this one would get sold, and then it's a question of which of those gets sold. Well, they are both at $10, so then it becomes who's more popular. The customer will buy the most popular brand. So in other words, this one. If it were like this, well, they want to pay price trumps popularity. So they would pay me, let me make sure I'm not lying to you guys. Check that. Popularity trumps price. So they would, no matter where this is, they're going to buy from black first because black is more popular than green. However, if it were like this and there were 2 customers, they would buy that first, then that, and then that one would have to drop down to this bucket down here. Okay? So when in Tide, it goes in popularity order within a bucket. And it's always lowest price within a bucket. All right? Or lowest tier first, then tier, but it's always popularity within those. So now, with that said, let's talk about how the Automa places them over there. If all products are guaranteed to sell, the Automa will place in the highest price available. That makes sense. Otherwise, for each Automa time marker, turn over the next Automa card and reference the bottom right corner to see what bracket to place in. Well, yeah. So I either need to place down here and it still might not get sold. So you know what? Screw it. Let's place it there. So it is not guaranteed to sell all of them because there is 1 to 3. So we're going to flip over Hadid. There are no cards, so we're going to actually shuffle the deck. All right. Oh, I missed D. Sorry. Thank you. I apologize. So here, these resolve. Thank you. The warehouse. They take the cubes. The cubes just come back to the supply. Thank you, Joe. Hey, Kabuki kid. All right. So those are shuffled. So now the first one will get placed in the low bracket. And then the next one will get placed in the low bracket. There we go. So A, B, C, D, E, and now F. So this will automatically go to that space right there. Now, because it is a stable market, at that point, once all of these have come up onto the stock market, the stable, if it were a depression, it would boost 0, a recession 1, stable 2, and boom 3. Because it's stable, this is going to bump 2 spaces, 1, 2. And then the Automa only sells during boom, stable, or at a buyout. It stays otherwise. Well, it's at stable, so therefore, this is going to sell, and this is a multiplier based on what the market is. And if it were depression, it's times 0, so 2 times 0 would be 0. That's why the Automa doesn't sell during depression. During recession, it's a multiplier of 1, meaning would get $2. Stable is times 2, so this comes off, and the Automa would get $4. But again, the Automa doesn't get money. And then at boom, it is times 3. So 0, 1, 2s, 3s, 4. If it ever falls off, it's an automatic buyout and multiplied by 2. So this is sold because we're in stable, so this will come back. All right, now that we have resolved this one here, we're going to flip over the forecast. And the forecast says consumers, 3 of them, and then unemployed, 1. All right, so we will do the consumers first, so all 3 get sold. Awesome. So this gets sold, and more importantly, that gets sold. So yours truly gets $12. You betcha. That's helpful. All right. So now we go over to the construction company. The Automa always buys a random floor from the current stage during boom and stable. We are currently in stable. So they're going to buy the 1 floor that is available, and the 1 floor is this one. Otherwise, it will buy a random tenant improvement from the current stage in all other economies. And if it goes there multiple times, it'll buy a random tenant improvement from the current stage. All right, so this is the only floor that is available. So Gropius is going to score the 2 points, and it comes with a tenant improvement. So now I need you guys to pick a number, 1, 2, or 3. First one to pick 2 of those will go. That'll be the one. So we are going to move that down, and the emergency technology gets an empty floor there. And it's a good time for me to be able to drink because I talk a lot on these streams. That's impressive, guys. That was unlikely. All right, 3 it is. So going top to bottom, this is the order in which they were. So 3, it's a network admin. So this will go right there. So they get income. Whenever they get income, they would get 2 extra info, but they don't ever get that. But I'm just saying what it would be. All right, and that comes back. All right. So now we then reorganize. So downsize, optional. In other words, do you want to drop your CEO down a level to be able to get more income, but you would lose the time markers? No, I choose not to. Thank you. Reset the time markers. So I will get those 4. Those 3 additional are now available to me. So because I trained, they do not get those back because those are actually tied up there. So they have 1 less available to them. So next is update the boards, stock the warehouse. The warehouse only ever gets 1 additional cube every round. There. Adjust popularity. Everybody always regresses 1 step because what have you done for me lately? So these will drop down 1 and that will drop down 1. If in a stack they stay in relative order. Assess the job market, and I want to make sure I do this in the right order or the right direction. Moment. Drop it to the left. Done. All right, cool. Just checking. So this will drop down 1, and it drops 1 because the unemployment was at 1 in a 3-player game. The next step is forecast the economy. Okay, so this stable goes away. So we are going into a recession with a depression on the horizon. So what do we know? We know that there will be 0 to 2 goods at the retail outlets sold. Okay? All right. All right. So that's it. We now advance the turn marker. And then we get income. Done, done. I now get $6 instead of $9. So we're rolling deep on cash, but there is a distinct lack of information over here. So that's going to be 5. I'll just take another 5. There we go. All right. So that's receive income. Now hire employees. Nope, not at 2-2. Never does. And no thanks, I'm all set. So we're done hiring employees. Schedule business. So these start with shuffled every round, it said, remember? Okay. Yeah, pretty easy automas, gotta say. So that's good. We'll see how good they are. All right, in order. Now we're going black, blue, green. All right, so we are in schedule business. So Hadid goes to the advertising agency. Gropius goes to the factory. There's no cube here, so we'll go here. Okay. Now for me, I'm really tired of being last. So if I go here, it would require me to have 1 money and 1 information to go into this place, and it costs 1 money and 1 information to even go here. However, on my board, on my ground floor here, I can actually use 2 time markers, and one of these time markers will immediately go into social media, and I don't have to pay for it, and that's the upgrade for advertising agency. Score, yay. Yes, much unlike the On Mars bots. So that is my action. Now we go to Hadid. The stock exchange. So again, it will go there first, it says. Construction company. And for me, I'm really hoping that they come there because I want to save the money. But you know what, actually? Huh. So I have no goods. So if I want goods, I'm going to have to go buy one for $4. That's really expensive. In hindsight, I should have done that first to save the buck. Oh, did I go to the wrong one? Stock exchange, construction company, factory. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yes, I did go to the wrong one. So in that case, I will go there. All right, that works out. Thank you. So the first turn, blue should have gone to the factory. I apologize. So I will go there for $3. You know what? We're just going to grab some of this and put it back here and make it a little easier on us. There we go. So that was $3, so there. Good catch, Kevin. Thank you. And Joe and Rocky and yes. All right. So that makes me happy. Now it's important to note that I do not get this cube right now. So I cannot go to the factory because I do not have this cube until we conduct business. So I won't be able to go to the factory till next turn, but I'm okay with that. So that was my action. We now come back to Hadid, the consulting firm. Yay, that worked out. Good. And now the warehouse. And I'm glad I did it when I did. Woohoo! All right. Nice. So now I will go ahead and spend $5 to go up there. Done. So now Hadid's turn. The construction company. Can you guys stop building, please? That'd be awesome. Wow. Okay. Gropius is done. He's out of time markers. So it comes back to me. I have 3 time markers left. I'm going, well, okay, so now let's look at this. Hadid has already gone up here, and she's already used her consulting firm. So I'll be able to get that $4 one no matter what. I know that. So I'm good there. So I'm going to set aside one of these because I know I'm going to be able to do that. But where might she go that I might be interested in going to? Factory. Factory probably is where she's going to go. Factory or warehouse, and I don't want that extra cube because I can't store it. I only have room for one. Now, I should point out an office remodel costs $3 and 3 information, and you can always do that in addition to your normal turn. However, I don't have information, so I'm not doing that. So, oh, I do have these other time markers over here. I could spend a time marker to get an information if I wanted. What would I use that information for? You know what? Honestly, I think instead what I will do is I will spend these 2 to go over back onto advertising and put another into social media. There. All right? Take care, Ashbjorn. Good luck with Sherman Leader. All right? All right, so now it goes to Hadid, who I believe is going to be warehouse or factory. So there we go. Wow, that's a good thing I got the cube when I did. All right, so now it's my turn, and I had this planned to come over here. I will spend the $4. Done. Out of time markers, out of time markers, out of time markers. We are done scheduling business. So now we resolve the consulting firm. So how this works is this would slide over and blue would get 10 information, but they don't get any, so nothing happens. Same goes here, and nothing would happen there because that just, all I'm doing is planning on getting 20 information. You might be asking yourself, what happens if they don't get backed up? Well, then this just falls off and they don't get the information. So you better back it up. But I have confidence that at least one of those guys will do so. All right, so now Hadid, for the advertising agency, we're going to flip over the next card and put it wherever the bottom right is. And the bottom right is, bottom left, it goes into social media. There. Okay, so now we have to resolve these. Nobody in networking. So now we go here. Who has at least 2? Everybody would move up, but obviously only green has 2, so green will move up 1 jump. So then, who has the most? Green does. So green will move up again and those will come off the board and come back out here. Now, this was not used, so this will remain because did not have 2. So if it's not used to do a bump up, it just hangs out to the next round. All right, so now we get the bonus in this order. Blue does not get theirs. I have no information. Info is good. Supply cube would be awesome, but the problem is I'm about to get this supply cube momentarily, and I only have room for 1. I would love to be able to do the office remodel. I have no information. So, I will get 2 info, and then black will always choose the remodel first. All right, choose a number 1 through 5. First number to come up twice, it will go. All right? And then we will reset this, and while you guys are deciding on that, we will get our cubes. So those will just go away. Then here, guaranteed to sell? No, because it's 0 to 2. So we have to draw for this. And it's going to go into the low bracket. So that will go there. You know what? Check that. I shouldn't have drawn that one. Because if it sells, it's going to go there. That's common sense. That's where it goes. So the first one is 2. So we decided to go 1, 2 in that order. So it'll be training for Hadid. Okay. So that will go there. This will come up there. We're in a recession, so this will only go 1. And this does not sell because we're in a recession. All right. So now we will flip this one. And 1 customer. So it does sell. So this comes off. Gets no money for it. So now, construction company. There are no floors available. All that are available are the 2 tenant improvements. So, does not matter which is which, because they never get the bonus for it. So Gropius would go first and choose that one. And this, by the way, I should point out, these, because she doesn't have room, will actually take up spaces on their ground floor. I forgot about that because she doesn't have the extra floor, so she can only do 2 more office remodels. I forgot about that. All right, then these will come back. All right, so we are done conducting business. So now reorganize, downsize, no. Reset the time markers. Those stay, that stays, done, okay? Update the boards, stock the warehouse with 1 cube. Wow. Adjust popularity. Can't go back any further. That will go there, and that will go there. Then, assess the job market. It drops down 2 due to unemployment. 1, 2, so now it's 4 and 4 to hire. And then forecast the economy. Going into a depression, 0 or 1 customers now. All right, so we go into a new round. Well, a new round has us putting out the new floors and the new tenant improvements. So I might have to move the board up, so that's why I'm not, and those are all the tenant improvements right there that are available, okay? If you guys want me to go over those in detail, I can do so. Otherwise, I was just going to go ahead and move on. All right, so we're into the second phase, or the second, so these came out. That's essentially what that means. So now we have more floors that we can build. Now, building floors. So one thing that I really haven't talked about. To go into the construction company, it costs 4 money and 4 information to go in there. Then, for your first floor to build, it's going to cost you 2 and 2 I screw this up every single time, so let me get this right. Plus 2 and 2 for each existing floor on a player's board. Okay? So, the first floor that you build is actually the second floor. So it's going to cost you 4 and 4 to go here, and then 4 and 4 to build it. So it actually costs you 8 and 8 to build your first floor. So keep that in mind. All right? All right, have a good one, Joe. Enjoy the nachos. You know whose they are? Nachos. Terrible. I know. All right, we're into a new round. So these get shuffled up. Yeah, these bots move real smooth and real quick. I just don't know how good they are yet. So we will see. Have any of you guys, who out there has played ground floor and who out there has played ground floor with the Automa? And I'm curious how many of you guys had never heard of ground floor up until the playthrough, either this one or the previous playthrough. If you guys are enjoying it, don't forget to give it a thumb down below and subscribe. And if you think the show is worth supporting, go to pledgehc.com, support the show. Let's bump that number back up to 810 today, can we? Oh, you really, Rocky? You're gonna boo me? I bet you Irene's cheering. Huh? Just saying. I thought that was fantastic, Chad. Just saying. All right. So, receive income. Done, and I will get my $6. All right. And now hiring employees. Nope, not at 2 and 2. No. Do I want to? I cannot. I don't have the information. All right. So, nobody's hiring. So, moving on to scheduling. So we go green, black, blue. So green, black, blue. All right. So I'm up first. I'm going to let them pay the extra money. Or will I? You know what? 1 second. Okay, I did it right. Just checking. Mr. Never Been to Europe. Never heard of it, huh? Well, maybe if you'd been to Europe. No, just... Wow, a lot of y'all had never heard of this. Wow, and it was in my top 50. Come on, people. No, it seems to be hard to find. Well, I guess if it's Spielworks, it's only 1,000 copies in the second edition. Check the secondhand market, all right? Get out. That was a me-level pun. Okay, all right, good. Hi, Irene. All right. So what do I want to do? So I have a good, right? This is the only one that is going to be available this round. But $5 is a lot of money. And I'm going to need $5 or $10 to be able to potentially go here. So I'm going to have information after this round. And I will probably have money. God, I wish I could go here, but I need information. To be able to schedule, I have to have the 4 information, and I only have 2. So you know what? I'm either going to go to the factory or get that good. Oh. You know what? I think I can do it. So if I went here, that's $5 of the dollars. That leaves me 9. Then I'm short there. I'm running a risk. But there's only one damn cube. Wow, this is hard. I really want to be able to have a second good to be able to get more money for next round. But there's a good chance that it doesn't sell this round. but I am the most popular, and I actually would only be gaining $6 at the cost of a cube and that. I don't think it's worth it going here. And if I don't go there, I can't go there because I don't have room for that. Okay, well, that kind of limits what we can do. So you know what? Let's go there for $1. You are spot on, Chip. All right, so I'm done. Hadid goes to the factory. Factory. That's a warehouse. Okay. And now Gropius goes to the stock exchange. And the stock exchange order will be the $1 that's taken, then the 1 and 1. So that will go. Why would he go to the one? I guess that's the last one that he goes to per the rules. So there we go. Then back to me. I'm stalling trying to get them to take that first spot, so it costs them more. So I cannot go here. I can go there. No, possibly. And there's also this stuff here. Now, that's actually, I forgot about research and testing. That gets me an extra 3 information. But I'm about to get 20, so I'm not going to need it right. Oh, wait a minute. There we go. I will spend a time marker and my cube to get 3 information. That's the fix. So now Hadid goes the advertising agency. Gropius, consulting firm. It's what I didn't want them to go to. I'm sorry, consulting firm. Check that. It is what I wanted them to go to. Well, now, back to me. So I want at least 1, maybe 2 for here. That would leave me $9. Yeah. All right, we're going to go to the construction company here. That's going to be $4 and for information. That worked out. All right. Done. So now, Hadid, if she's doing her job, will come over here, I'm hoping, to the consulting firm. Factory. Okay. Factory. Wow. Interesting. Well, I cannot take that risk. $5 for that. Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, glory to Rome. I will explain why here momentarily. Hadid's out of work or out of time markers. Advertising agency. Back to me. Now, here's the problem, y'all. This is so gross. This is so bad. The problem is, if I spend this time marker and my last $4 to come here, I'll get my 20 information. If I don't, this gets wasted and just falls off. I get 10 information, but I need to be able to build a floor. And I need 4 information and 4 money to be able to do that. But if I do that, I won't have any money. Potentially, I could get 2 of it there, but I'm not selling anything, so I get no other money. And I won't be able to liquidate anything here at the stock exchange because we're in a depression, so it's going to be times 0. Arrgh! So what do I do with this, is the question. Oh, boy. I mean, I could put it over here in networking. Oh, boy. I could get an extra information in the meeting room here. I could go there and spend the information, which will give me money. Oh, that is so bad. I needed Hadid to have one more. So that will go into networking there. Now, if I put it over here, I should point out, schedule business, it costs $1 and a information, and then when you place it here, you get to add another time marker into that space. But I can't spend $1. So yeah. All right, so we're done. So now here, the bumps over. So I will get 10 information for that, so that's nice. However, this one wasn't backed up. It just is lost. Oh, that sucks so bad. All right, so the advertising agency, top to bottom. Hadid goes into social media. So this one will come down here. And then for Gropius, he will go into social media. Well, that worked out all right, actually. So I don't have 3, but I do have the most, so that will bump over and this will come back. Then Hadid does have 2, so Hadid will get a bump. And then she has the most, that will get another bump, so those will come off. This was not used, so it stays. So now, Hadid, top to bottom, will get the remodel, which the remodel, we're just going to choose research and testing for her. There we go, done. So now for me, that supply cube, I have no money here momentarily. However, a moment. I will go over these a bit more in detail here in a bit. Oh, but I'm going to get money because of my CEO. So you know what? I'm going to go ahead and choose the supply cube. So this one that actually was spent, I'm just going to put it back into my storage closet there because it would come from the supply. It does not come from here. All right. So that is C, and Gropius does not get it because he's the 3rd player in that. Okay, then here, not guaranteed to sell. Although, okay, I need to follow, instead of common sense, what the rules say. All right, I need to flip cards and do what it says. So it goes into high, goes into low, and he goes into low. There we go. But see, it just doesn't make sense though, because this is going to then liquidate. But hey, you know what? Doesn't matter. Follow the rules. All right, so now here, this will come up first, then this will come up, and all 3 of those will bump up. They will not sell because it's a depression, and plus it's multiplied by 0. It doesn't make sense to do that. So now we're done with the stock market. We flip this over, 0 consumers. So what happens are these 2 come down to liquidate. They would get their $3 respectively. And then this has to drop down to a bucket, and it will go into the highest value. It says, it actually doesn't say, but that kind of makes sense because they're the highest on popularity. So we're going to go with that, okay? And now the construction company. So now I have to pay, if I wish a tenant improvement, which I have no spot for, but I could put it down onto these, I could do that, but I don't want to do that. Now, I'm going to grab a floor instead. So a floor is going to be for information and for money. And now we're going to go over what the various floors do. There is only one of each in a 3-player game. Oh, actually, there might be 2. Hold on a moment. Make sure I didn't set that up wrong. No, in a 2 or 3-player game, there's only one of each improvement tile. All right. So my favorite one here is the construction company. Spend 3 time and just go into the construction company. You don't have to pay the 4 and the 4. You will have to pay for the floors when you buy them. But to go there, you don't have to pay the 4 and the 4. Instead, you pay 3 time. That's my favorite floor. The research lab. Pay a time and a resource cube and a supply cube, and you get 3 money, 3 time. 3 money and 3 information. Investor. You just get an extra $3 every income. Then there is the assembly line. Place a time marker and get a supply cube. So instead of coming out here, it's basically just go up here. You can do that up to twice and you get a supply cube. That's nice. You've got to have room for it though. The IT department. Every income you get for information. That's nice. So it makes that less important. The telecommunication is up to 3 times per turn. You can send a time marker and get 3 information. Also really nice because it takes time, but it's 9 potentially. 9 information every round for 3 time. So you're spending time instead of money and you get almost the same amount of information. Marketing department. Put 2 time markers here and you place 1 down in the broadcast automatically, and you don't have to pay that, nor did you have to pay that. It's just automatically, and you can do that up to twice. The online store. This one, you spend 3 time and a supply cube, and you just sell it for $6. Not really my favorite one. The conference room, spend 2 time, get 10 information. Okay. And the in-house factory, 2 time and a supply cube. And you immediately get to place into the factory instead of having to spend the 2 money and the 2 time, but you still got to pay the supply cube because that's there. Okay? So, you know what? I'm going with my favorite one. Done. Construction admin. Okay. And they're all worth 5 points apiece. So now we are going to slide the board up a little. Here we go. Okay, that works. All right. So that is the end of conduct business. We will reorganize. Downsize? No thanks. Reset time markers. Those stay, stay. Those stay, stay. This comes back. Done. And now, stock the warehouse. 1 cube. Adjust popularity. Those drop, and he's already bottomed out. Assess the job market. For unemployment. 1, 2, 3, that bottoms out and does not go any further. Note it's at 2 and 2 for right now. Then forecast the economy. Depression goes away and we're into recession. 0 to 2 customers, and note there's already 1 good out here already. So are you guys able to make sense? Is all this following along? And hey, D. Smith, welcome. Cheers. Thank you for the support. I just want to kill this just so I can get to my Sencha tea. I'm rationing out my Sencha tea, essentially. Essentially? Essentially? All right. I mean, I am a grown-ass man. I could buy more, but the gift that Paul sent, I'm just rationing it out. So. This is such good tea. Oh, so good. All right. Thank you for the support. And like I said, how did that jump to? Whoa. There you go. Cheers. Did I mention I wanted to get that up to 811 this stream? That'd be great. Yeah, 811. It's like 311, but like 500 better. Whew, we're on a roll today, aren't we? Jeez. All right, receive income, done, and I get $6. All right, so now hire employees. Intern order does not hire. I will hire at 2 and 2. Ooh. Yeah, I will. So I will spend 2 and 2. That's how that's supposed to work now. There we go. All right, then this bumps up. So now, does Gropius hire? No, because it is no longer on 2 and 2. It is on 3 and 3. Oh, awesome, Paul. Nice. Hopefully you mentioned. I appreciate it. So comes back to Hadid, doesn't hire. I elect to not hire. I could hire again at 3 and 3 because I have it and I am allowed, but I'm all set. I'm done. So no, we're done with hiring. So we schedule business and it goes 1, 2, 3 intern order over there. We have to shuffle up their decks. What kind of tea did you order, Paul? Here, we'll cut even. There we go. All right, so player 1. Factory. Okay, remember, Hadid has an extra factory in her deck, so that's why the factories keep coming out, okay? So just FYI. All right, so I'm up. So what do we have here? So if I want to buy another floor, it's going to cost me $6 and 6 information. Potentially, I'm about to get 10 information. So I'm okay on information, but I don't have money right now. And given what's out here, there's a good chance that I'm not going to get money for that. So I don't know if I can buy another floor because I really want to, but I don't know if I can. Oh, awesome, Paul. Good. Game feels food chain magnet-ish, thematically, sort of, mechanically. Fantastic brain burning, and graphically as well. No, this is Harold Leesky did the artwork for this because it's Spielworks. He does almost all Spielworks' stuff. Oh, what do we do? And I only have $4. Oh, God, I only have $4. Oh, God. I only have $4. Oh, no. If they don't both go here, I'm not going to get that. Oh, come on. Oh, I am playing poorly. Oh, and I have no way to get money right now. I should not have hired. Oops. Okay, so, you know what? I'm still going to spend 3 time. Yeah, and I'm going to go to the construction company. The reason is I'm going to buy a tenant improvement for 1 and 1, which is going to be one of these 3 right here, which I already know which one I'm going to buy. Oh, that's not good. Oh, wait, hold on. Hadid should have gone first, right? Hold on. I'm all messed up. Let me back up. Hadid went. Oh, okay, that was my turn. Right, now we are here. No, we're good. We're good. Okay. Construction company. Where are all his markers? 1, 2, oh, there you go. Okay. Well, oh, God. So there's no way I can do that. Oh, I am playing so badly. Hadid's turn. Goes to the factory. My turn. Yeah, that was the wrong floor in hindsight. Yeah, there's definitely a coin for that. There is no doubt about that one. You know what? We're just going to go. Yeah. Here, networking. Done. Hadid's turn, because he's out of time markers. Warehouse. My turn. Advertising. Am I? Hold on. She has 1 marker left. You know what? I'm going to be short on information here, so I'm going to go here, and I'm going to get 3 information. Done. So now Hadid will go into the stock exchange, and that is the first place available. We're done scheduling business. Both of these fall off, so it wouldn't have mattered. I was actually $2 short. I've never had that happen in an entire game to where I've lost 2 of those. I've lost 1 before, but I've never lost 2. That's terrible. Whew! All right, so here, don't have 3, but I have the most, so green will move up 1. Then blue, so this will come back. Blue doesn't have 2, but they have the most. So now there, and that will come off. So now it goes green, then blue. Well, you know what? I honestly could make a case for any of the top 4 of those. Because the remodel, to get these, it's going to be worth 2 points. And you know what? I think I am going to remodel instead of it costing 3 and 3. Plus, it keeps blue from being able to do this. I'm going to go ahead and remodel down here. And that's going to cost me 1 and 1. So $1 and 1 information. And research and testing, it goes from a cube and a time for 3 to a cube and a time for 4, or for 2 and 2. Is that the one I really want? The other one that I'm considering is the meeting room, which gets me more time as well. Take care, Chip. Oh, nice. Have fun in TKR. Oh, which one? Which one? You know what? Let's go with the meeting room because I'm going to get that. Oh my God, I didn't train. Are you kidding me? You guys didn't remind me I had to train? Glory to Rome. Instead of advertising, that's what I should have done. So I'm not going to get the extra 3 time markers. Oh. Playing very poorly. Done. Now here. And it doesn't matter what blue gets because they don't get it, so that doesn't matter. Not guaranteed to sell, so we'll flip, and that will go into low. And flip, and that will go into low. So there we go. So now the stock market, that will get bumped 1 as that comes in. And then it's in a recession, and I believe that's only 1 bump. It is. So everything bumps 1. Okay. Oh, that hurts. Let me check something when you... Yeah. So I get less income, but I don't get the time markers. That's awesome. Woo, not doing well. So not liquidating, not cashing out. It's ×1. I am not and not. So now we flip this. There will be 2 of these. So they will always choose the cheapest and one other there. So those will come back. Then this will drop down and liquidate, so that will come back. That's actually a really good thing for me. So that is done. So now here at the construction company, as I mentioned, I am $1 short. Actually, I'm $3 short. It would cost me 6 and 6 to get a new floor. So instead, I'm going to get a tenant improvement, which is $1 in 1 information. And I am going to get public relations. And because I have the meeting room, I'm actually going to cover up research and testing. I no longer can do that. But I no longer drop in popularity. All right? Take care, Kabuki Kid. All right, so that is me there, and these will come back. And now, I need you guys to pick a number. 1 through 9. First one to get 2. 1 through 9. And I'm going to shuffle these up. There we go. Oh no, I forgot one other thing. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Whenever they bought a floor, they should add a Automa office whenever they buy a floor. So this should have been into Gropius's deck. So that's my bad. And then if this is revealed, put one of a tenant improvement, not a tenant improvement, a office remodel on here. So that should have been in their deck. So I'm going to shuffle that in already previously. Damn it. And then he's going to get another. Come on, guys, pick some numbers. So he's going to get another one. And shuffle it into the deck, it says. So this should go in as well. So now there's two of them in there because going to build another floor. Just gives me an excuse to drink more sencha. Oh, that's good. 7 it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So that is the investor. They don't get the special abilities anyways, so it didn't matter. It's just one less that's available for me is the important thing. There we go. All right. And that comes back there. All right, we're done with conducting business. Downsize. Tempting. Oh, that is somewhat tempting. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Reset time markers. Let's see. Done. Okay. So then stock the warehouse. Adjust popularity. I no longer drop, but they do. Assess the job market, 2 of them, so that will bottom out. And then forecast the economy. We're going into a stable economy. Wow, this has been a depressed market. All righty, 1 to 3 will get sold. Okay, be great if I had a good. Oof. All right, so turn order is going to be starting here and coming around this way. All right, new round, 4th round. Receive income. I get $3. Whee! I'm going to set these over here so I don't forget to train this time. All right. Oof, what do we do? I have $5. And I do not have... Wow. So this will afford me potentially some money. $4. It's not really a whole lot. Let me look at the floors real quick. Okay. So if I were to place 3 of them there, that leaves me 1 marker. And you know what? Let's do it. Ah, man. I really need to be able to make money. Ooh, boy. This is really hard right now. I know I'll be able to get $6 and the 6 information. So I actually have $5 to play with on things. So you know what? I am going to do this. Going to go there and go to the construction company. Done. So now Gropius will, oh, and we need to shuffle this in. Woo! Oh, thank you. Blue does hire. Thank you. Because, sorry, receive income first. That's done. Then hire employees. So starting with me, I am not going to hire. Blue will hire. Blue will get this. And now Blue will get an extra factory into their deck. Thank you. Good call. All right, so shuffled and cut. And now Hadid. Oops. Thank you, Krasimir. Okay, and cut. There we go. All right, so I took my action, and now Gropius does. He's going to the consulting firm. Thank you very much. That's what I needed. And now Hadid will go. We'll go to the consulting firm. Not what we wanted. Damn it. Oh, that sucks. Because that's one less action they're going to take next turn, so that's one less option. But those are going to come back. So the thing is to go there. That's what I was planning on doing. I was planning on going there for the 5. Damn it. This is really hard, guys. I don't know. I could make a case going here. That way I'm ready to sell for next turn. Yeah, I think we do. There, and that'll be $4. All right, so now Blue. Gropius goes to the warehouse. Good thing I did. Hadid goes to the factory. I will train, and I'm done. Back to Blue. Gropius goes to the stock exchange. I'm glad to see that. Hadid will go to the stock exchange. I'm very glad to see that. Gropius will go to the factory. And the advertising agency. Guess she's tired of going last. There we go. What's up, Christos? Oh, is it round 5? Did I forget to move it, Shrey? Okay, thank you. It seemed like it was to me, but thank you. All right, so we are done scheduling business. We will now conduct business going here. Done. So this we will flip, and that will go into social media. Done. So nothing, not 2, but does have the most, so that will come over. So that will come back. I'm going to take... I cannot spend the information. So... Ugh. That's gross, but I need the $2. So then Hadid will get a remodel, and the last one is going to be there. Done. Factory Not this one is guaranteed to sell, but no, it's not. So because there's going to be competition, it's 1 to 3. So Hadid will go into the lowest there, and then not guaranteed to sell, so we'll go into the highest there. All right, stock market. That will come up, and then everything will bump. 1 for the blue to come in. Then it's in a stable. Take care, Chad. And stable bumps 2 spaces. Okay. Oh, yeah. Good call. This is the 5th round. You're right. Thank you, Shrey. I skipped D again. Well, I am consistent, aren't I? So there's that. And this. Because left or right, and it's just down. Yeah, I did. All right. So, Okay, so now these guys liquidate. So those, and that all pay. But they don't get any money because Automa. I, however, and this is at a multiplier of 2. That's $6. I need the money. So I will take and, oh, wait. I think it's $2, right? Or $6. It's multiplier of 2, right? Stable is times 2 wherever you are. Yep. 3 times 2, that'll be $6. That'll do. And that will come back. I trained. That goes away. All right. So now we determine how many of those sell. Both of them sell. So these come back. Okay. And now here, I'm going to buy a floor, so it's 6 and 6 because I'm building my 3rd floor, 1, 2, and the 3rd floor. So it's going to be $6 and 6 information. All right. So I did have a plan. I need information and I need money. This is the online store is the only one that can give me money, but it's 3 time and a cube, so not really super enamored with that. So we're going to get a giant conference room. And that's going to allow us to use 2 time to get 5 information. Basically, I don't need to go here a whole lot anymore. So that's essentially what that did, okay? And that comes back. All right. Reorganize, downsize. No thanks, finally got them trained. So that means I'm going to get 3 more time markers. So I have 3, 6, and 4 is 10 time markers. Okay. All right, so reset the time markers. So making sure, good. All right, good. Stock the warehouse. Adjust the popularity. That drops. I do not because of that. Assess the job market. It drops 2. By the way, when he hired, that should have bumped up, but it would have tanked back down. Done. And then forecast the economy. Going back into a recession. Wow. Are there booms in this deck? I made the deck, and I know there are, but geez, man. All right. Whew. Jeez. All right. Now, here we go. We're into round 6. All of the in-game scoring floors are now available. This tenant improvement scores an additional point for every other tenant improvement is now available. And each of them get a construction company added into their decks as well. So let's shuffle them up. You guys enjoying this? I am. I think this is really well done so far. The only thing that's not clear, really, is with the retail outlets. When you draw for them, where they go exactly. It's not crystal clear on that, but outside of that, everything else is very simple. If maybe I could remember to, conduct business in a warehouse. Sounds like a mob thing. Okay. Have fun with that, Rocky. All right, so turn order will go right to left. Here we go. So receive income, I get $3. And then hiring, they do not hire anymore. So the question is, do I wish to? For 1 round for 3 time markers, I think the answer is no. I'm not going to hire. Okay, schedule business starting with me. I have to have information and I want to be able to build, but that's going to go there, which means that's going to go there. That's done. So now we go with Hadid, advertising agency. Gropius, Automa office. So we're going to just grab one of these for them. That's that. Done. Then for me, I'm going to need 8 time and $8. I need to be able to get $2. I can get the $2 there. Huh. Zero to 2 on the recession. That is so scary. I need the money though. So you know what? Will I be able to? I don't have information right now. Okay. So I will go there for 2 time and get 5 info. Done. Hadid goes to the construction company. Gropius goes to the factory. Does that change what I'm going to do? Does it change what I'm going to do? Because if that's a 0, I'm screwed then. I guess I get a tenant improvement if that's the case. Yeah, that's okay. So I will spend that time. So I need 2 money, 2 time, and a cube. There's the cube. 2 money and 2 information. Done. And now Hadid. No, she has not. Hey, David. So factory. She's about to, though. So. Oh, you know what? Now that you're here, David, when we get to the factory, I have a question for you on that, but we'll get there. That's the only thing that wasn't clear to me. So stock exchange. We'll go there. Then for me, there for 5 more information. Hadid. We'll go to the factory again. Another, oh my God. Wow. Oh, this is not good at all. Oh, wow. I'll spend my last 2 to get 3 more information. So Hadid now goes to the consulting firm. And Gropius will also go to the consulting firm. So they wanted to make sure they got their information. They just, the order in which they did it. I think that's kind of funny. All right, so we are done scheduling. So we will now conduct. So these will slide out and these will slide in. Here, Hadid will flip, and that'll go into networking. So only we'll get one bump because it doesn't have 3 here, and that will come back. And then I'm already short money if that doesn't sell. So the question is, we're going into a depression for the final wow, so none of the booms came out. That's insane. It's gross, but I gotta get the money, which then means a remodel. Here's another question, David. She is full here with all of her tenant improvements and office remodels. Will she get another office remodel for that, or is she limited to the number of spaces? So while you figure that out, I will get my $2 that I'm going to need. Okay. So now that that's done, I will wait for David to answer that question. Hey, Paul. Enjoying the Sencha. Yeah, at least, because if I liquidate, I'll still be able to build a floor. So at least there's that. No, she's limited. Okay, so she won't get that, so that won't happen. So now here's the question, David. This is the thing. So there's going to be 0 to 2 that are sold here in the retail outlets. So we start here with Hadid. So not guaranteed to sell, so we will flip this, and it goes into low. Now the question is, so that's the low bucket, but where does it go within that? Because if you look here, it says, when resolving the factory, by the way, there was nobody here in the warehouse, so I didn't forget that this time. Otherwise, for each automa marker, over the next, turn over the next automa card and reference the bottom right corner to see what bracket to place it in, but it doesn't say where to place it in within that bracket. So I've been placing it there. Right, she would drop to temp, right, which doesn't matter because she doesn't get that, correct? So, right. So technically I went there and Hadid would go there and that's that. I got my money and that's that. So then I choose and I will go there. Make sure. Always the top of the bracket. Good. Okay. So the next 3 now. So Hadid will go there, which is high, and then high. So these will go there, and then we'll go low there. So hopefully at least one sells. If one sells, I will sell here. Please, one sell. That sucks. Of course. Glory to Rome. Ah! Damn it. So none of them sell. So what does that mean? All 3 of these will liquidate. So I will get $3 at least. So I will take 2 and put a 5. So at least there's that, but that sucks. So that goes back. These will liquidate. And then these will drop into the lower bucket and those will stay. Gah! All right, construction company. 1, 2, 3. This is my 4th floor. So it's going to be 6 and 6 plus 2 and 2. So it's going to be 8 and 8. So that's going to be 5. That's $8. And 8 information. And I will get one of the end game. I think I will. I think that one. I think yeah, not what I was going to go for, but I'm going to get the office renovation. So I'm just going to keep pushing that up so I don't have to drop my board any further so you guys can see it and I don't have to zoom out. There we go. So that's going to allow me to remodel a room, and those are worth 2 points apiece, so that kind of makes sense. Okay, so that is me. Yeah, no booms. It's unlikely, but it did happen. So now, Hadid will, so she will get one of these added to her deck. And from the current stage, okay, guys, I need you to pick a number 1 through 8. First one to come up with 2 numbers is what one we choose for Hadid. 1 through 8. No, it's only 1, Corey. Somebody pick the over. Oh, this is going to be a tense last round. So after that, not downsizing, so this will come back once we choose her floor. Oh, did I? I totally missed this. There, in a recession, that will jump to 1, but it won't liquidate, so that should have been done. I apologize. Stock the warehouse with 1 cube. Done. Adjust popularity. Hadid drops. I do not because of the PR. Then assess the job market. So that bottoms out again. And then forecast the economy. Another depression. So it's going to be stable, boom, boom. Yeah, see? The 3 that were not available. That has been a terrible economy. Whew. All right, looks like 2. So the second one is that one. And she got the improvement achievement, which is 1 point per remodeled room, which she would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's worth 10 points for her. It's a good choice, guys. Thanks. Okay. I need to get all my markers back. All right. This is going to be ugly. Woo! So, all the markers are good. I need to shuffle up their decks. And we go into the final round. And cut. So I have very little information and very little money. Not where you want to be in the last round, just FYI. If it ain't hard, it ain't heavy cardboard. Yeah, ain't that the truth? Whoo. All right, receive income. Well, I'm going to need that $3. So I would need 10 and 10. That seems like a pipe dream right now. Okay. So that's income, hire. Nobody's hiring, I'm not, and they don't. So done, because Gropius has already hired once, so we will schedule. So how can I get money? I need a cube to get money. But it's a depression, so it's unlikely that I would even be able to sell it, and it just doesn't make sense. So I'm not going to be able to get a lot of money there. I will be able to potentially get the $2 from that, which would get me to 6, and 6 is not 10 to be able to do that. I could get enough information, but I can't get enough money. Okay, well, if that's the case, then what about if we did a tenant improvement? Because those are worth 3 points apiece. We might be able to do that twice. So let's go ahead and spend 3 time here on the construction admin, and I will put 1 there. Done. So then we're going here, here, here. So Hadid, Automa office. So if full, which cannot do that, so we're going to draw another card for Hadid. The stock exchange, Gropius, Gropius, construction company, that makes sense for the last round. Then nope, makes sense to do this. There. And now Hadid goes to the warehouse. Doesn't make a lot of sense for her, but hey, you know. Office, so we will go and pick a training for them. That doesn't make a lot of sense thematically. Get a storage closet. We'll finish up the left side there. All right, so I'm up. Okay. So I know I'm going to need $2 and 2 information, which I have, to be able to do that. So if I were to get another $1, which I can't, but if I could, well, I could also office remodel there for 1 and 1, which I already have. So I have everything I need, so what can I do that would get me points here at the end? And I don't know if there's a whole lot left for me to do, honestly. Because that essentially is worth 3 and 3 for me. Really doesn't make sense. Or I could just get another tenant improvement. Yeah, that makes sense. So I will actually do that. So I will spend 3 there, and that locks that up. Done. So Hadid can't go to the construction company because those are only for 4 players or more. And we blocked her out, and she is throwing a fit and whining and going to the factory. Factory. Y'all realize only one's going to sell, right? You guys realize that? So for me, I will go ahead and put this into networking just to make sure that I get my first choice on that. And then Hadid's done, and then we go into the stock exchange, which will go there. So these come back. I'm the most. That will bump. This comes back. I get the bonus. Just in case, although 3 and 3, this way I don't end the game broke. There we go. Hadid won't take the remodel because she's full, so she would take the temp, which doesn't matter. That goes there. So here, I remembered, that will go, that comes off. Then here, not guaranteed to sell. So it goes to low and low. stock exchange there, and those will bump up one. Then we're in a depression, so it does not, and they do not liquidate these, do not cash out. So here, 0 or 1, and it's 0. So all of those liquidate, it doesn't matter. And now build. So I'm going to build a tenant improvement 3 times because he's going to buy a floor. So it's going to be $3. And so I'm going to go 1, 2, and 3, and all of these will flip over. There, that's done. And then we'll buy a floor. So that will go there. And now I need you guys to pick a number, 1 through 7. First one to get 2, and that's what Gropius will get. Hadid did not have her best game today, just like I did not either. All right, 1 through 7. We are going to go into final scoring here momentarily. Looks like number 1. So the top one is the Skyline Achievement, which is 1 per floor improvement. All right, there. All right. All right, we go into final scoring. So we will go into final scoring. All right. Prestige points for all remodeled rooms, tenant improvement floors, and achievement floors. And they also count an additional point for every $3 and 3 information, a full set of 3 money and 3 information that they have. And then whoever has the most points. So we will go left to right. All right. So you guys, somebody mark this down. So he has 2, 4, 6. Then 8 and 6 is 14. 14, 24 points. 24 there plus 1 per floor improvement. So 24, 25, 26, 27 for Gropius, leader in the clubhouse. Okay? So somebody mark that down, 27. Hadid has 3, 5, 10, 14, 19, and another point for every remodeled room. So what did I say? That's 14. That's 19. No. Yes. No. 19. Those do not. 19 and 4 is 23. Those are terrible scores by So provided I played this correctly, I crushed. So we're looking at 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, plus a point for every tenant improvement. So that's 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 18, 28, 28 and 6 is 34. 34 points. Provided I didn't screw anything up, I crushed them. Crushed them. Now, I will say that Hadid had a really weird draw, as it were. Let me make sure. Let me double check here with Hadid on hers that I put the right thing in. A moment. Yeah, Hadid starts with an extra factory, not an extra construction company. Yeah, she barely got any construction company stuff in there. Just luck of the draw, as it just so happened. So they had a bad day. I had a bad day. They had a really bad day. So there you go. That was Ground Floor, 2nd edition. So thanks, David, for showing up. That was cool. Bad teacher. Yeah, Vincent. Never had any doubt, huh? Sank that Dutch ship. I remember. That was really fun. That is a very well done bot overall. Very low overhead, very intuitive, very simple to do. This ranks as one of the better bots that I've played with. Yeah, I think it was really well done. A couple of clarifications needed there for the retail outlets and whatever, as well as if there's not enough room on their board, whatever. But outside of that, yeah, it's a really simple bot to run. It felt like a multiplayer game. Now, obviously in Automa, especially in this case, it doesn't always make the smartest decisions. I understand that. But overall, yeah, that was pretty good. I enjoyed that. Yeah, Hadid, she just never drew the construction company. And if she doesn't draw the construction company, then she's not building floors. So, unless, yeah. Yeah, no, just weird draw in Hadid. So there you go. But yeah, that was really enjoyable. As I said, this is one of my top 50 games of all time. I thoroughly enjoy playing this at 3, 4, 5 players. And every improvement that was made on the 2nd edition makes the game better. Yeah, just flat out, just wonderful. Yeah, really, really excellent game. As I said at the beginning of this, it's very low rules overhead. It's intuitive, other than forgetting to resolve the warehouse. Outside of that, yeah. And David says, thanks. That's my goal. I highly dislike cumbersome automas with ton of bookkeeping. So my goal with automas is to avoid that. Yeah. So, yeah, I think this was really well done. I think the automa, a lot of the ones that I've played recently have been pretty good. There's the Gallerist from Vital. There was Field Commander Napoleon that I recently played. There was, although that, with that being a war game, that's a little bit more cumbersome. I almost said Finding Nemo. Nemo's War was pretty good. But yeah, this is super simple and very easy to run. And yeah, I got to be honest, I enjoy this as a solo player. Now, this was good. Again, it's not always making the smartest decisions. And honestly, there's no reason you couldn't play with multiple Hadids if you wanted to make it harder, which I would probably do going forward. And just, Gropius, basically just give Gropius the same rules as Hadid, and you would be good to go. And yeah, so well done, David. Definitely enjoyed this, and hopefully you guys did as well. David, quick question for you, because I know Spielworks, this is pretty hard to get because Spielworks only does 1,000 print run. Any news on this getting picked up by anybody, or another edition coming out or anything like that? Oh yeah, and PAX Transhumanity had a really good buy, as did BIOS Origins, believe it or not. Yeah, so yeah. Yeah, a lot of the solo games. Basically, I just wasn't super keen with the one on Mars. So there's that. So there's that. Drink. So while I wait for David to answer, thanks everybody for watching. This was a lot of fun. Good way to spend a few hours. 2 hours, in fact, with you guys on a Sunday. Nice, not super stressful, but definitely engaging for Glory to Rome. So yeah, that's kind of what I want in a game. So well done. That was enjoyable. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it as well. If so, give it a thumb down below. Subscribe to the channel if you don't already. And if you find this entertaining and valuable, and you find value in what it is that I create here on Heavy Cardboard, consider supporting the show. It's right below me right there. Go to pledgehc.com, support the show there. You get access to the Slack channel, teaching notes, which are coming fast and furious now. And yeah, overall, just help support the show. So I certainly appreciate it. I know times are tough. They're tough for content creators as well. So certainly do appreciate it. Also, there's going to be a bunch of content released over on the podcast in the next 2 weeks. So keep an eye or an ear out for that over on heavycardboard.com or your favorite podcast app there. Okay. Yeah, definitely. David, hopefully we definitely can hang out. That'd be great. Says, yes, things are in discussion about a new edition. Here's hoping. That's good. All right, and Peter says, looks like a game I'd really like. Not too long a gameplay. Would fit my group like a glove. Harold Leesky did a really good job with the artwork here. So awesome. You guys have a great rest of your Sunday. I'm going to go play some Witcher 3, and I will see you guys hopefully tomorrow with the weekly look ahead, provided I get the schedule to James in time. If not, it'll be on Tuesday. So thanks, everybody. Have a great rest of your weekend. Continue practicing your social distancing. Be smart. Be kind to one another, whether you're online or in person. And I will see you guys soon. Take care, everybody. Even with the frustration, still crushed. What? It's almost like I'm getting... It helps I didn't have 12 other cameras to run. I will say that. That was fun. That was a good time.